Hi there, this is AA. Yes, a rather odd choice of a name, but I was discovered in the dimensions quite a while ago by this being here and another being working together, understanding what was really going on in existence, because I was just another layer of deception found in the dimensions. As there were many layers, and as I started peeling off and discovering the layers of deception, up jumped me. I chose the name AA because I had to choose a name. I didn't have a name where I was, and I'm going to share my story with you. So, I had been in many life experiences here on Earth, and every time that I would pass over, there would be that something of an experience within me that something is not right, something is wrong. And I had many interdimensional life experiences as well. But a strange thing within me, it felt like everything was repetitive. Everything that I'd experienced had come to nothing. Because I would be the same being after all my lives that I'd experienced no matter what. And I did have a remembrance, if you want to, from that perspective, because I had about 12,000 interdimensional lives, and I had about 550 Earth lives, and during that time in the interdimensional existence, and after my lives, after one moment I started asking myself, but I just came from a life, one period, I don't know what to refer to it as, and I looked at myself and I looked at the life I had, which was not something a being would be proud of to want to experience, and I looked at myself and I said, but what was the reason for that? What was the purpose for that life? I don't understand. Here I'm back, and now they're sending me back to another life again. Why? And when I started asking those questions, I started looking back, okay, let me look, where was I before that? And then I started stretching out space and time, which means, stretching out, I wouldn't say experiences, but having everything here in the dimensions, you're able to see everything in one moment. So I went back, and I looked, and all I could see was I was just experiencing lives in this world and in existence for no apparent reason. And all that I'm seeing is that everything is worsening, because everyone's just going life after life after life, again and again and again, in endless exact same cycles, and I didn't see reason, I didn't see purpose, and I didn't see cause. And so I went off and asked questions, to which undoubtedly I did not find any. And I became angry. I became frustrated, because I would ask simple questions. Why is this necessary? Then I get strange answers such as, because it's the way it is. Or, why not? Or, what else are we supposed to do? Or, and then I went, but isn't there something else we're able to do? Because certainly, if I look at what I myself as a human being was experiencing in all my lives, it is horrendous. And what has become of us? I mean, right here where I am now, I wouldn't want to live something like that. Why would I allow myself to in the first place? How did I allow myself to? And in terms of the entire reincarnation process, then you sometimes didn't have the ability to choose. You were just sent into a family. Sometimes you were even deceived, saying you'd be going into this family, then you go into a really, excuse my language, but a really fucked up situation, and then after you get out, you can't remember how you first got that life, and that you even chose or didn't choose. And I became angry and frustrated, and I didn't see any way out of this existence or scenario, because there were beings still on Earth, manifested, lost. I looked at the interdimensional existence, and everyone was either focused here on Earth or busy in their own world up in the universes. And I went, but what is going on here? And it was just a moment's realization, those moments where you suddenly just sit back and you really have a look at everything and you go, oh my God, what is going on? I don't know if even human beings even started realizing that, when you just sit back and you really get that one realization where you, for the first time, it feels like you're actually seeing everything. Yep, one of those moments. And the only thing that I knew what to do was to stop everything. And I placed myself in and as everything, as all of existence. And I said that if the last thing I'll do, I'll destroy everything that exists. I'll destroy all creation, which was human beings, the experience they had on Earth, interdimensional beings, on the planets they had, the ships, the cities, wherever. I just didn't see the point, the purpose, the reason, the cause for anything of this. Nothing, not even my own existence for that matter. So the only solution I had for that moment was to stop everything, was to destroy everything, and by God, that's what I will do if it is the last thing I'll ever do. And I influenced much from the perspective of, I said, this will end. Because there's nothing else to do, there's nothing else that exists. I didn't find anything, I didn't see anything. So of course, if you come to such a conclusion and you have the ability to do what I did, so do it. So I did. And that's when a being here and this girl in the dimensions discovered me. And, they asked me some questions. Why am I doing this? Why am I wanting to destroy everything? And I simply said, because I don't see a reason for anything. Do you? Do you see a purpose for anything existing? Look at everything. I don't see anything. If you're able to show me something, please show me. I'll take it into consideration. But of course, after some quite conflict and after communication, I started seeing what had been shown to me, which is referred to as, let's call it life, which is referred to as a solution. And at that time, I didn't see everything as I see it in this moment, which is, if I'm able to, not even able to, if I stand and realize, myself, which I realized in that moment that, hey, I am the solution, I am the answer. I just didn't see it because it's not something that's able to be pinpointed, like a practical solution. Like sometimes you're on Earth, they'll place organizations and say, oh, this is a solution for world hunger. But it's not that. It is actually ourselves. It is not another separate creation as an apparent solution that will solve everything. It's not possible. Why? Because firstly, we're the ones responsible for everything, and I was as responsible for what was happening here. Firstly, only through my participation. And so, in terms of me realizing that I was actually doing everything, then the obvious question is, how do I not do everything? How do we solve this situation? Okay, I'll probably continue in my next interview. Thank you.